speaking the truth of the word and reaching the youth, saving souls of the old, doing God's work with more to do. And he turning up every weekend, getting lit, making it church on Sunday. You can tune in and get your fix. Turn up, turn up, turn up. It's that weekly turn up, turn up, turn up. It's that weekly turn up, turn up, turn up. It's that weekly turn up, turn up, turn up.
Listen, I've come this morning to tell you that no longer shall it be this or that, but from now on, it's going to be this and that. No longer shall it be either or, but from now on, it's going to be both and. I wish I had somebody in here. I need you to understand, family, that your success in this season is not only going to be based on what you know, but it's going to be based on who you know. God is getting ready to take the cap off and bless you. Somebody shout, no more limits. In Numbers chapter 33, around verse 1, 2, God tells Moses, write down your starting points. Didn't tell him to write down his future. Didn't tell him to write down his 5-year plan, but he told him to write down his starting point. Why? Because you don't know how far I'm going to take you. But you can always look back over your life and give me praise for how far I've brought you. And I've come this morning to tell you, family, that if he has brought you this far, that he will finish what he started. I believe, family, that we're in a season, hear me, where God is measuring new territory for his people. Not just territory on the outside, but I believe that we're in a season that God is reclaiming territory on the inside. That there's some places and spaces inside of you that was once occupied by fear. And I'm speaking to your life now that you're going to be able to look at that space and say, fear don't live here anymore. You're going to be able to look at that space inside of you that was once occupied by depression, that was once occupied by lack, and you're going to be able to look at that space and say, depression doesn't live here anymore. Lack doesn't live here anymore. There's been a renovation that has taken place on the inside, and my life is now under new management. I've come to tell you that New Vision will not be a church that's present in the community but not participating in the problems of the community. I've come to tell you, family, that no marriage, I don't care how long you've been married, no marriage is going to work if you're present but not participating. I've come to tell you, I don't care how long you've been on that job, you won't be on that job very long if you're present but not participating. I've come to tell you that I don't care how long you've had that friend is not going to be there long if you're present but not participating. I've come to speak to those that have an ear to hear what the Spirit of the Lord is saying to the church on today. That if there's anything or anybody in your life that's present in your life but not participating in your life, they are a burden and a liability, and if you don't move them, they're going to hinder you from getting to your purpose. Some of you this morning, and those that are watching online, you are not limited by your ability. You are limited by your association. You should have been there by now. You should have achieved it by now. You have the ability to do it, but it's the people that you are associating with that's hindering you from getting there. You are a man of unlimited possibilities. You are a woman of unlimited possibilities. You are no longer bound. And I've come to talk to somebody this morning because somebody's sitting here under the sound of my voice. Watch this. You're saying, I can't do it. I can't do it, Pastor, because you don't know how I grew up. I've come to tell you that you're no longer limited by how you grew up. You are no longer restricted by what you went through. I've come to tell you that you may have done what they said you did, but you are not who they say you are. I've come to tell you that God is taking the limits off of you. I have come this morning on assignment to tell you, sir, to tell you, ma'am, that God wants more out of your life. I have come on divine assignment to tell you that you are a city without walls, that the limits you placed on yourself, God did not place those things on you. I've come to tell you that if you put your hand to it, God is going to give you the strength you need to do what it is He's called for you to do. I need somebody that believes in that to give God a shout in this place. You're not too young for God to use you. You're not too old for God to use you. You didn't mess up so badly that God can't use you. He knew you were going to mess up before He assigned the assignment to your life. He still can use you. It doesn't matter your race. It doesn't matter your sex. It doesn't matter your gender. It doesn't matter any of that. God says, I'm going to use people that are willing to be used by me. God is looking for somebody that raises their hand and says, send me, I'll go.